everyone. I am Melissa Lieutenant, and I am going to present my presentation. So just give me 1 second so I can add it. All right. And so this is the integration of system models and motivational interviewing in counseling. So I had chose the cognitive behavior therapy. Um, So my introduction is this presentation explores the use of cognitive behavior therapy, which is called CBT, and motivational interviewing in addressing addiction disorders within a family context, which is they usually compare their theoretical concepts and applying interventions that techniques and highlight effective real-world strategies to support family recovery. Addiction doesn't just affect the individual, it impacts the whole family system. I want to get into the deeper model of learning the therapeutic models, comparing cognitive behavior therapy and motivational interviewing. Um, so let's go to the next slide. Um, Cognitive behavior therapy overview. The founders of it is Aaron T. Beck and Albert Ellis via REPT roots. Core concepts is thoughts, feelings, behaviors, cognitive distortions, catastrophizing, and black and white thinking. So if you can change the behavior, if you can change the thought, you can change the behavior. Behavioral reinforcements of negative patterns. Identify and restructure maladaptive thoughts and behaviors that maintain addiction and strained family functioning. Um, like I said, if you can change the thoughts, you can change the behavior. Um, Now let's go on to the motivational interviewing overview, which the developers are William Miller and Stephen Rolnick. Um, Core concepts is the ambivalence is normal. You have readiness to change occurs in stages. Change, talk, promote extrinsic motivation. Also, you have open-ended questions, affirmations, reflections, and summaries. Collaboration, acceptance, compassion, and evocation for the spirit of motivational interviewing. Um, so let's compare the two. So cognitive behavior therapy is changing distortion thoughts and behaviors. The therapist's role is to be like a coach or an instructor, learning how to re restructure the cognitive of what the person is thinking, structured and scale based, and may be too direct early on. Motivational interviewing is enhancing motivations for change, collaborating guides, reflective listening, impact-based, and client-centered, may lack structure for behavior change. So basically, just trying to change the mind. Cognitive therapy the CBT technique with the family is cognitive reconstructing, identifying the beliefs such as my loved ones will never change or challenge it with evidence. Reframe to recovery is difficult, but with possible support. So an example is in a session, ask each family member to identify a triggering belief, examine its impact on the emotion and behaviors of the people in the family, guide them to generate alternatives, adaptive thoughts. So kind of see how they help with getting the other person to listen to them or trying to help where they need to help. Um, then we have the motivational interviewing technique with the family, expressing empathy via reflective listening. So having that active listening as well as being empathetic. Validate your family members, letting them know that you do understand their feelings with gentle guiding towards change. Um, for an example, family member, we tried everything, nothing helps. The therapist would say, it sounds like you're exhausted and losing hope, but still here to seeking help. That says a lot about your commitment. So being committed, reduce defensiveness and evoke shared hope for change. So just being an active listener and understanding the feelings of others and being able to express and be able to um, communicate effectively. Then we have the effectiveness and limitations of the CBT and the motivation interviewing. So with CBT, evidence-based structured skills being focused. The con may be too rigid and logic driven for emotional crisis. Um, Motivational interviewing builds trust, reduces resistance, supports autonomy. Um, may not directly, so the con is may not directly address harmful thoughts, patterns, or provide enough structure. But the best practice is to use the motivational interviewing early to build motivation and trust because you want to gain that trust. You want to be able to show the client that you are empathetic and that you want to gain their trust and be able to help them be able to change their mind to change their behavior. And that is it for my video. Um, for today. Thank you. Bye.